Speaking on ACNNTV morning show, now streaming on the tragic flood that caused hundreds of deaths and loss of properties over the weekend. Somtochukwu, Okezu, and Boluwatife Adegboye, both co-anchors of the show, queried the inaction of the government to reduce the impact right from the flood alert months ago, and now their slowness to cater for flood victims that have lost their homes.
Still has a responsibility of preventing such incidents from happening in this scale or in this manner in which it happened. The reason why I say so is this. Before this flood actually happened, I am sure there were notifications, and probably the agencies in charge of this, they knew something like this is going to happen, because if I also learned that there are also some warnings given to Plateau, Kano, Kaduna for such incidents. So when these warnings are being released, what do this agency or the government do to help the people? Okay, putting myself in their shoes, for example, I'm being told that where I live is about to be flooded. What do you want me to do? Am I supposed to pack my things from my house and run away from where I live to go to where exactly? You are going to see that in more developed or civilized countries, certain measures are being put in place to prevent. The thing is, we know that this thing is, it didn't take us by surprise. That's the truth. It didn't take us. Warnings have been issued out months ahead that something, even though we didn't know the level at which the disaster would have been done, we know that something is going to happen. So at that point, just like Bolo said, drainages, I'm sure there was enough time. There would have been enough time for the government to probably have constructed something better to prevent. We are talking about 3,000 houses, but here in Nigeria we only release such warnings, and then what do you expect the common man to do, someone that is barely struggling to feed?
This is torrential flooding.
Okay,
it's unexpected. It can happen anywhere, either in the urban area or in the rural area. I think the state government should be held responsible for that, because the challenge that I probably can just talk about here is probably, for every area, for every environment where you find yourselves, there are drainages and the rest of them. But when you have torrential flooding, if the drainage system that is in place in that area is not as big, or is smaller than the capacity of the torrential flooding, there is nothing anybody can. This is a natural disaster. It's not caused by anyone. This is not the annual dam water release that has always been done. This is an urban area. This is torrential flooding. If the width of the drainage in the area is much more smaller than torrential flooding, what has happened is just,
it's bound to happen.
It's bound